Starting to feel it a little bit, all right? We got to wait till Saturday. I know there's scuttlebutt out there about when the Cavs are going to play. I've heard 2 o'clock now, sometime in the afternoon. But nonetheless, we put a bow on this season. And I know we got into a spirited debate yesterday about what Sunday's game was or wasn't, if you were upset on how the Cavs played on Sunday, if they tanked that game on out. But I tell you, if you had a problem with Sunday, then there's only one way you can vote on our Twitter question this morning. There's only one way you can go. If you had a problem with the Cavs on Sunday losing that game, I'm going to say on purpose, because that's what it looked like, then you better be confident that this team is going to beat the Orlando Magic. I feel like there's a good group of Cavs fans out there that don't think we're going to beat the Magic. You are scarred from last season. You're scarred from how this team has played down the stretch. But I got to tell you, if you have an issue on how Sunday went, you better be confident. And even if you didn't have a problem like I did, I had no problem with Sunday, I'm still feeling pretty good about where the Cavs are at as they get ready to go and take on the Orlando Magic starting on Saturday. We got a lot of Cavs to get to this morning. What is their biggest question heading into the postseason? We'll get that from ESPN coming up. Guards, yeah! Just missed our boost. We'll talk about that coming up. We got Browns to get to. Kevin Stefanski speaking this afternoon as they kick off their offseason workout program. We got the grid. We got Time Up. We got Patrick Mahomes on the cover of Time magazine. How do we get that, right?
How is it not Travis?
Well, I mean, the guy won the Super Bowl. The guy is the quarterback of a dynasty team. Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift. Just put Taylor Swift on the cover. I'm sure she's already been on it.
I was going to say, she's probably been on that tenfold.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. We got another spicy 2 for Tuesday, a question that came out of the brain of young Ryan this morning, which we'll get to. We got the grid. We got a bracket of. I see you got your McDonald's coffee this morning, Ryan.
I do.
Get him on the show with us. Takes a big slug of that right there. Coffee is in the bracket for the best item at McDonald's. We got it all for you right here on a 2 for Tuesday. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you alongside. Getting ready to go, man. I wish you were playing tomorrow. We're not. We got to wait for the play-in games tonight. You excited for these play? Do you think the play-in tournament is actually working the way the NBA had hoped it would?
Fortunately, what, with the Cavs were in the 1 year with the Hawks, right?
Right.
That was probably the only time I've watched the play.
By the way, that was 1 year ago.
And we lost
yesterday.
And we lost that.
Mm-hmm,
You know?
Mm-hmm,
You know what? I look at it this way, man. I didn't think about it. You know, we were in the play and we lost. Then we made the playoffs the first round, we lost. So maybe we're bound to win the first round this year.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. And that's going to get us right to our 2 for Tuesday. If you're new to the show, first off, welcome. We appreciate you joining us here on a Tuesday at Matt Fontana Show, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at Matt Fontana Show. We always do 2 questions, 2 answers. And the first one is, are you confident that the Cavs are going to beat the Magic? And I said that about Sunday's game because there were some people that got bothered by how the Cavs tanked that game to get the seed that they got. You're locked into the 4, home court. You know who you're playing. I understand it. Now, I'm not on that side. I have zero problem. I have zero issue with how the Cavs played things out on Sunday. But if you had a problem with what the Cavs did on Sunday, then you had better be confident that they're going to beat the Magic. Here's my reasoning. If you had a problem with them running from other teams, right? You didn't like that they were trying to avoid the 76ers or trying to avoid the Heat. Well, then that must come with a level of confidence to say, I don't like us running from teams. We'll take anybody on. We'll challenge anybody. You shouldn't have a problem against the Orlando Magic. The other part about it, if you had an issue with the Cavs not winning on Sunday because you felt like that set a bad precedent or that is a loser mentality that I got in the Twitter inbox yesterday, good. Then a loser mentality would open up this week and say, oh, yeah, we're going to lose the Magic. Oh, yeah, 6 games, if that, we're going to lose. So I think a lot of people should be voting on our Twitter question this morning to say that they're confident in the Cavs beating the Magic. Now, I understand the other side of it. You've seen how this team has played down the stretch. I don't think that we as a fan base are in a good spot with the Cavaliers right now. Would you agree with that, Ryan, that right now, as a fan base, we're not really in a good spot with our basketball team? right?
I would say a pretty bad spot.
Pretty bad spot, right? So that's where you would sit there and say, yeah, we don't have a snowball's chance in hell to win this game. Or the series I'm talking about. Okay. But I look at it and I say, it is just the Orlando Magic. Of all the teams, I think a lot of people wanted the Pacers or the Magic, sure. I don't think this Magic team is even to the level of the Knicks team last year that we lost to. And I do not want people to forget this. That, yes, the Knicks beat us in that series, and they were physical, and they beat us up. Ryan, I go back to that series, and I think the Cavs played like absolute butt. They played so bad in that series, and they lost. And you might be saying, Matt, what's the difference? What's the difference? They're playing horrible down the stretch. I have a confidence. I am very clearly voting yes on our Twitter question this morning, 2 for Tuesday. Do you have confidence that the Cavs are going to beat the Magic in this 7-game series coming up? I do. You have the better roster. And I saw this. Somebody tweeted this. It got thrown up there. When I search for the Cavs on social media, somebody sent this tweet out. And what they did was they compared every single player for the Cavs to the Magic, right? And it's like Darius Garland versus Jalen Suggs. And you're like, all right, well, you'd probably take Garland in that, right?
Honestly, it's probably a little closer than most
It's
want to admit.
It's close, sure. And then you're probably taking Franz Wagner and then Evan Mobley. And you might take, Franz Wagner, but then you would take Jared Allen over him. And Donovan Mitchell, while different positions, is better than Paolo Banchero. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to take their best players versus our best players, the Cavs have the better roster. They do. And I do not think that's up for debate.
No, I don't think it's up for debate. Now, I'm not necessarily going to say that automatically translates because we've seen better rosters lose. The Suns, case in point.
Yes.
But I would agree with your point of that, yes, the Cavs are a better team on paper. There's no debate about it.
So, early in the playoffs, I'm going to take that. Later, when it's a little more even, right? When you get the cream of the crop type of teams. In the first round, though, I will take talent. What I need is for the Cavs to show up. I need the Cavs to somehow kind of set aside everything that's happened. Now, the tough thing is, Ryan, we can't even do that as a fan base right now. Like, as a fan base, I'm asking you to set aside how this team has played over the last month or so, month plus, with the injuries. And maybe I'm wishing upon a star. Maybe I am just, I'm sending a prayer out that this is all going to come together at the right time. Because here's my biggest reason why I'm confident. If it does come together, you have no question you're beating the Magic. You want to get into a discussion about the Celtics in round 2, we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But in this series, in a 7-game series, I don't think you have any excuse to lose to the Magic. And I'm not going to jump in. Somebody was getting on me about JB Bickerstaff yesterday. I unfortunately think JB's future is all but set in stone. Unless he somehow gets to the NBA Finals, that's done. That's over. Okay? What happens with Mitchell and Garland and all the rest of the stuff of the offseason, we'll figure that out later. But in this series, which another thing, people didn't want the Cavs. I keep going back to Sunday, and I really need to squash this. I need to get it out of my mind because it just bothered me. It really did. Not that they lost. I don't care about that. It's just that people didn't understand what they were doing. It's if you tried to make some comparison, right, about JB Bickerstaff and that game on Sunday. Well, now, let me play it out this way. Let me explain it this way. If you were upset that the Cavs lost that game on Sunday on purpose, and you think that's a poor reflection on JB Bickerstaff, and you're upset by that, well, I'll tell you what, you actually got gifted something here. Because you got gifted a matchup that if JB loses this, then it's done, man. Like, I think we're already on that path anyway. This is a JB Bickerstaff fan. This is a JB Bickerstaff defender. And I'm telling you, I think his job is over. But if you lose to the Magic, it's done. There is no, I think we're already in there's no coming back from this. But you got the matchup here. There's no excuse. I could give you an excuse for losing to Philly in 7. I can maybe give you an excuse for losing to Miami in 7. There is no excuse to lose to the Magic in 7.
Well, Matt, what would you say? Like, you go back last year, the Cavs-Knicks, outside of physicality, because we all know we got out-bullied by the Knicks. That's
right.
That's no question doubt.
Right.
Outside of that, what would you probably say was one of the Cavs' issues? I would say it was probably lack of playoff experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you had guys, Jared Allen and Case, said the lights were too bright.
Dude,
now you go to this year, you flip it back. The Cavs, one, have playoff experience in the Knicks. I would hope that they took a lot of lessons learned from that ass beating. You add players like George Niang, like Max Strus, who's just in the finals last year with playoff experience, a much deeper roster. And then, case in point, the Magic now are that Cavs team last year, as outside of, I believe, Markelle Fultz, Joe Ingles, and Jonathan Isaac, virtually zero playoff experience. Your best player, Paolo, never been to the playoffs. Outside of that, Jalen Suggs never been to the playoffs. The Wagner twins never been to the playoffs. It's kind of like everything that went wrong for the Cavs last year, I think you can apply to the Magic this year, and I hope the Cavs really learn some lessons.
So here's the other thing, right? If you look at it from the standpoint, you still have to apply it. It's like, I guess when we all go back to school, do you still have dreams that you're in school and you don't have your homework done or you're in your underwear?
I'm always naked.
My dream about school, I can never get my locker open.
Mine is I always miss baseball practice.
Okay, that's another good one too. I had that one time where I missed a football. Here,
I don't know what that means.
We're completely diverging from the Cavs for just a second. Give us a second here. This happened to me one time in 7th grade. We used to have to bus. Brunswick at the time had 3 different middle schools. Actually, at the time, only 2 middle schools. And we practiced football at the other middle school. So I had to always get on a bus to go over with, all my friends. I couldn't get my locker open. For some reason, some ungodly reason, I couldn't remember my combination. I held the whole bus up trying to get my stuff out of my locker. And I got on the bus. Eventually, I think I found a janitor and he opened my locker or something. And I get on the bus, and it was all my buddies, so they all gave me like, thanks a lot. I'm like, yeah. So my dream when it comes to school is always that I can never get my locker open. Or I'm in the wrong class, or you don't know where to go. Crazy times. But anyway, sorry. We go back to school, right? What I'm asking is the Cavs who actually apply what they learned. You're right. They learned a really tough and hard lesson last year. Can they actually apply it? You mentioned Jared Allen, and I feel bad, Ryan, because I feel like he is the focal point of last year. Like, when you think of that series, do you not pretty close?
Because he memed himself.
Right. And he was the one that Mitchell Robinson was beating up and all that. So I hope Jared Allen has learned from that. I hope, Donovan Mitchell, who has been there before, can take this team and go. That is my confidence. You might be telling me that I'm grasping at straws here, that I'm missing the whole point, because it's about what we see right now with this team. I just say if, and it's a big if, I understand that, if they can come together, if they can find it in the right spots, there's no business. You have no business losing this series, especially with home court advantage. The other thing are the injuries, and maybe I'm discrediting that a little bit. We talked about the mental side of it, and if they can apply that. Injuries, I can't wave a magic wand and go, hey, Donovan, your knee's good, right? My hope on that is a week off of treatment or whatever he's doing, get him back to health. I have a crazy take. Would you sit him in game 1 to guarantee health for the rest of the series? That's an improbable question because I could never guarantee that. But if you could tell me, because the Cavs are going to play Saturday, Monday.
You can't go down 0-1 and give them you can't let them. You can't go down 0-1 with them stealing a game.
But here's the thing.
You can't.
I still think there's a chance they can win without Mitch. I'm so drunk on the Cavs, and I understand that, and maybe I'm a little loony on it, but like
no. They cannot win.
And it's a pie in the sky question because you can never guarantee that you would have him healthy the rest of the year. But we have, as a point, like kind of put aside all of his knee, and we haven't really talked about it. And we hope that it's getting better. So there's a lot. Like I keep finding the reasons to be optimistic about this. I keep finding the reasons. I think some of them are extremely valid. I think some of them are a little bit more out there that you got to have a debate on a little bit. But I keep coming back to, I think the Cavs are going to get it done. So again, our first 2 for Tuesday. Are you confident the Cavs are going to beat the Magic in 7, in 6, and whatever it is? Ryan, I am. I think they're going to win this series. I do.
Yeah, no, I definitely do too. I mean, the question is, are you confident? I'm confident because of everything I just said, because they're a deeper roster than last year, because now they have playoff experience. And then based on who they're playing, they were exactly like the Cavs. They didn't have playoff experience. They're a young team. The Cavs are a better team on paper. So am I confident? I'm absolutely confident. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to a playoff win. I've been confident in a lot of my teams in Cleveland, and I've seen them fumble away the bag or lose games that they shouldn't have. So that's certainly a possibility, but am I confident? I have the utmost confidence.
Sure. I got plenty of more Cavs. I want to talk this head coaching matchup, and I do want to get to ESPN because they went through each of the teams and their biggest concern, what to watch for, and their prediction this morning on ESPN. But our second 2 for Tuesday.
Yes.
You texted me this morning, right? Where did this come from?
I was eating Doritos yesterday.
Yesterday.
And I had the thought. I'm like,
red
which
or
one
blue?
do I like more?
Red or blue? Now, okay, here's the question.
Now this is the big part of it because I believe this translates to all our 2 for Tuesdays. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. If I pick the one, the other goes away forever.
Yeah, when we do 2 for Tuesday.
Because that totally changes my answer.
Picture this. Doritos, which my buddies and I'm in a group text with my good friends, and this debate rages on. And now the question is, do you call them Nacho and Cool Ranch or blue and red? I call them blue and red. Who does not just call them blue and red Doritos?
No, I call them nacho cheese and
what?
Cool
Ranch my ass. No, you don't.
This isn't Halo, red versus blue.
That's kind of what I like. It's just easy, red and blue. And now I know they have green, and I think they have purple now and all that kind of stuff. But the OGs, red or blue Doritos. Okay,
I'll put nacho cheese parentheses red.
That's I people figure it out. They kind of know where we're at. So here's my thing. And then this is a tough one. This is a really tough one because you're right. When you pick one, the other one goes away.
So I need to put that in the tweet.
You put that in the tweet. You pick one, the other one goes away forever. You can never have the other one that you don't pick ever
because
again.
That totally changes my answer.
It does for me too. Because the nacho ones, I feel like are Doritos. Like when you think of Doritos, do you not think of the red one? They're the OG. They're the OG. They're the OG. And if you have walking tacos, or if you ever have a taco bar, usually they have red ones there. So the reds seem to be the default. Now, that being said, when I get a bag of blue and I'm just eating like straight Doritos, they're not as part of anything else, I like the flavor of the blue more. It's ranch. Who doesn't like ranch? Blue cheese, I don't even want to do that for a 2 for Tuesday because there is no competition. Blue cheese is trash. I don't know if there's anything worse tasting on this world than blue cheese.
I would agree with that.
Good. On wings, I get like... ugh.
I can't believe people actually choose blue cheese over ranch.
That's my point, is like when you go to wing places, they go on blue cheese or ranch. I'm like, that's not a question. You can go ahead and give me that ranch right now.
Yeah.
No blue cheese. On salads, I've asked, dude, you get it on a salad, the whole thing is just infected with blue cheese now. Ugh.
That's also a good question. Worst cheeses, like goat cheese.
Oh, goat cheese, delicious. I love goat cheese. Goat cheese is great.
Nah, I'll pass on that.
Blue cheese is trash. So the fact that you already have ranch with it changes everything. But I ask myself, if one has to go away.
Exactly.
I think it's got to be blue.
Because I kind of thought about
blue.
this and I applied it to another scenario, another food scenario. I said, okay, so I don't know if you know this about me. Believe it or not, my favorite topping on pizza is pineapple. Okay.
Did not know that. Now I have a new view.
I know. I'm in the.
Right.
Yeah, I figured. I'm in the minority.
New opening for the
I
producer
understand
on
that.
the Matt Fontana
I have no
show,
soul. I get it. I love pineapple on pizza.
DMs are open.
I think
Send
it's
me your
absolutely
resume.
delicious. My favorite topping.
You can
but
stop.
but then you go on, right? I love pepperoni, and if I could only
wait, you're not getting ham? Have you ever had ham and pineapple? My Uncle Jerry loves ham and pineapple. It was my first introduction to pineapple.
I mean, it's good with bacon. It's good with ham. It's good with pepperoni.
Now, that's another. Now, I hate pineapple.
But my case is
I will eat it on pizza.
It's the best topping. But my thing is, I can't go without pepperoni pizza. It's like a cult classic.
Sure.
And if I had to pick one to go away forever, I might pick pineapple.
You're talking about a goat.
It's like pineapple's
you're talking
better.
about the OG.
Pineapple's better,
right.
but if I only had
right.
if one went away forever, I'd keep pepperoni.
Right.
And it's the same thing with Cool Ranch.
I think
I think Cool Ranch is better, but if I only had to pick one to stay forever, it'd be nacho cheese.
This isn't that we hate one and love. We love equal. If you had 2 bags of Doritos in front of me, I'd eat both of them. Right? Like I'd eat blue and I'd eat red. But there's something about the red. There's something about your fingers when you get the red all over it. Now my buddies, I think, are texting me saying that I copped out because I think I used to fight blue.
Wow.
I can't remember.
You switch teams.
I just, in the moment here, I think red is where it's at. So vote on that. I'll send that. I'll retweet that as well at Matt Fontana 83. And again, you got to think about it. One goes away forever. 2 for Tuesday, a better Dorito. The one you pick goes away forever. Cool Ranch out to an early lead. Wow. All right. I thought this was going to be all nacho cheese on this one. There you go. Oh, we do have some breaking Browns news in a way. Christian Kirksey, Rashard Higgins. It's not really that big. Christian Kirksey and
I don't get to use this button off.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Christian Kirksey and Rashard Higgins signing one-day contracts to retire as Browns today. They'll have media later this morning.
I'll take all the Browns breaking news I can get to get me through the offseason.
I'm kind of sad that Hollywood's hanging it up, man.
Wait, say what you just said again?
Christian Kirksey and Rashard Higgins, Hollywood Higgins, they're signing one-day contracts to retire as Cleveland Browns today.
Hollywood Higgins already retiring?
That's what I'm saying.
Man. That's kind of cool, though.
Happy retirement to both. All right, here it spawns a really interesting question. And we'll get back to the Cavs. Because, okay, vote on your Doritos. We'll get to the Cavs stuff continuing on as well. Are one-day retire... Like, I see this a lot in sports now. And there are guys that sign the one-day deal to retire as this team and that kind of stuff. Some people don't like it. I think that's pretty cool. Because Christian Kirksey went to Houston. Hollywood went to Carolina. They're Cleveland Browns for life. They are Cleveland. That is what they are saying. When Josh Cribbs retired, Josh went everywhere else. Josh is a Cleveland Brown for life. You know, Joe Hayden, the Pittsburgh thing got a little tough, but I view Joe Hayden as a Brown. I think that's pretty cool. There's some people that think this is kind of stupid or kind of chachi when guys do one-day retirements with their teams. You're basically saying, I'm a Cleveland Brown. I went other places, but my heart was here. I think you ingratiate yourself to this community. And I think Kirko and Hollywood, those guys are deserving of having that, you know, as retiring as Cleveland Browns. So, man, you're right. How old is Rashard Higgins? Dude, he's only 29, man. That sucks. Dude, I loved Hollywood, man. Everybody loved Hollywood.
I quoted our boy Noah's tweet.
Yeah.
He tweeted about it, man. I'll never forget that touchdown celebration where he rolls out the red carpet with Baker taking the pick. Hands down, the best touchdown celebration I've ever seen.
All right, this is a text right here. Matt, without looking it up, how many games did Hollywood Higgins play after he left the Cleveland Browns? Can you look that up?
I mean, I know he went to the Panthers, right?
I'm going to say 8. I'm going to vote 8 here live on the show. I got a text from a friend that goes, without looking it up, which I'm not going to look. How many games, this is bad for the mic, how many games did Hollywood Higgins play after he left the Cleveland Browns? I'm going to say 8.
It might be 0, Matt.
What?
It says Panthers and there's no stats.
Somebody said 3. Hang on. Go to Pro Football Reference. They would know. All right.
I'll go to NFL.com.
He played 3 games with Carolina. He did not record a statistic.
So that's why there's no stats up there. That makes sense.
He's a lifelong Clevelander then. Man. Did he not have some big ass we were talking that Cincinnati game?
How many seasons do you think he played for the Browns?
I looked it up right now. Was it 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah. 6. He had 600 yards a couple of times, man. What a find. Was he a 7th round pick? 5th round there out of Colorado State. Congratulations to Rashard, man. That's awesome. And Kirko, too. I think Kirko, he and Schobert, I love those guys at linebacker. I thought that was a great duo there. But again, if you're just joining breaking news, the Browns are going to retire Hollywood Higgins and Christian Kirksey today. They're going to sign one-day deals with the Browns to retire today. Yeah, man, 29. He carved out a good career for himself, though. He's talking about a 6 years, vested veteran, played. Good for him, man. I'm happy for Rashard Higgins. But yeah, 29, that kind of sucks to give up the dream like that. He and Baker had something, though, man. Yeah. He and Baker had something. Which touchdown were you talking about, the one you don't forget?
It was, I believe it was against the Panthers, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He rolled down the red carpet, he took the walk,
and
Baker slid in there.
He had another one against the Bengals that I remember that was really big. He had some massive catches for the Browns. So again, happy retirement. Heading out to Christian Kirksey and Hollywood Higgins as they are going to hang him up today. As a press conference going to be coming out a little bit later today as well. So congratulations to those guys. Great stuff there. All right, back to the Cavs we go. So our question still remains up on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. Early results, please, Ryan. Are you confident that the Cavs are going to beat the Magic? What do we got?
Well, Matt, the majority is no. 53.1% no. 46.9% yes.
We'll see how that changes out as we go.
Charles, I'm not confident they'd beat Memphis or Charlotte or Portland.
Oh, stop that. And there are people that are just negative, sad sack Cavs fans. Nick tweets, if they play well, they win. Here you go, Nick. Attaboy. He goes, I saw a lot of positive signs in that Pacers game on that Friday.
Gee, that's some deep analyzing. If they play well, they'll win.
Well, I'm just saying, but like
I'm
to
just
Nick's
messing
point,
with that.
I know. Like, go back to that Friday play. They treated that playoff game that Friday game against the Pacers like a playoff game, did they not?
Yeah.
Grab that. Jump on that. Let's go. Jump on that. Let's see where ESPN's got them. So they went team by team and ran through their road to the postseason, which we kind of know. Their biggest concern, what to watch for, and their postseason prediction. Now, that being said, I'm going to do the Cavs, and we're going to do the Magic. Let's learn a little bit about the Magic here.
By the way, B-Skrills says you're tripping. He loves blue cheese.
Scrolls, man.
Skrills.
Sorry, bro. Come on, man. Who wants to eat mold? I've never eaten mold before. I've smelled it. I would imagine that that's what blue cheese is. It's mold.
It does look like it.
But I'm pretty sure that's how you create gorgonzola, which is blue cheese. I think it's a moldy cheese. A moldy cheese to go with your wine. Like, you pair and I've had some bad cheese in my life.
Let's hope the Cavs aren't bad.
That is a fantastic question. Goat cheese. What is the best cheese?
Mine's feta.
Feta's very good. They get
that on anything.
They get that Great Lakes cheddar that you get from the deli. You can't buy it. Trust me, I've had Kraft slices a lot in my life. They get that. You can get a thick sliced Great Lakes American cheddar, provolone, fresh from the deli. Can't beat that. You ever had Munster cheese?
Beer cheese.
Beer cheese. Pfft, come on now.
Does that qualify as cheese?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nacho cheese. Yeah. Write that down for a bracket.
Okay.
Write that down for the best cheese. That's a great one. That's a good one there. Scrolls is saying he like blue cheese. Blue cheese is, it's just, I'm pretty sure they make it by molding it. But anyway, we go to the Cavs. So again, here it is from ESPN. Their path, their road to the postseason, just quickly. Can you believe this, dude? Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell. Those guys have missed a combined 87 games. Combined, they missed a season together.
Shout out the minivan, 0 missed games.
Yeah. The only guy this year, by the way, right, to play in every game. Yeah.
At least for the Cavs, I know.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Cavs. Yeah, he played in every game this year for them. Good. Shout out to George.
Minivans are reliable, man.
There it is. But a solid defense at a 115 allowed per 100 possessions, which was number 7 in the NBA, and an average offense at 117 that came in at 17. Their biggest concern, and by the way, Andre Snellings of ESPN put this together for the Cavs. Their biggest concern, injuries. Health is their top question going into the playoffs, particularly regarding Donovan Mitchell. Each of the other starters have played at least 7 straight games and seem to be building towards playoff form. Mitchell, however, missed 15 of his past 21 games as we get ready for the playoffs. Even when he played, oh man, he only averaged 14 points per game in the 6 games that he played. That's a little sobering. But I would hope that a week off is going to help that knee. We'll see. What to watch for in this matchup is Mitchell versus the Magic defense. Now, I was going to bring this up because I want to do the head coach, right? Jamal Mosley, former Cavs assistant, by the way, he's a defensive-minded guy. When he was with the Mavericks for 7 years, he was their defensive coordinator for the Dallas Mavericks. He's now been in the seat a little while now for the Magic. This is his first playoff go as a head coach. Say what you want about JB, at least he's been there before. But the matchup to watch is Mitchell versus the Magic defense led on the perimeter by Jalen Suggs. These two teams split their 4-game series during the regular season, and Mitchell was key to every outcome. In the Cavs' 2 wins, Mitchell averaged 30 points and near 50% shooting, including 44% from behind the arc, with 9.5 assists and 5 boards. In the 2 losses, 22 points per game with just 3 assists. So again, in the 2 wins, 30, 10 assists and 5 boards, 50% shooting. In the 2 losses, 22 points, 3 assists, and 6 out of 18 shooting. So, obvious, Captain Obvious here, you need Donovan Mitchell to show up in these games if you want to win. Their postseason prediction from Andre Snellings. Cavs in 6. Let's go.
Good take, Andre. Good take.
Cavs in 6. Now, you want to know something else? He says Cavs in 6 or fewer. Nice. The Magic had an excellent season behind a tough defense and rely on Paolo Banchero to provide the offense. In the playoffs, though, the Cavs have more scoring from the perimeter in addition to their defensive big men. I think Mitchell will prove healthy enough to play at his all-star level, and he and Garland will be too much for the Magic to overcome. Andre Snellings picks Cavs in 6 or less.
Matt, let me ask you this. Does the amount of games that the Cavs win in do anything for you?
It's a great question. No.
No?
No.
Okay. Even if,
I mean, I'd like if they swept, then I'm into, okay, you can rest again. You know, you can kind of figure some stuff out.
But in terms of the outlook on the season, if it ended after that first round, it doesn't do anything for you?
No, because, I mean, here's the thing. Me being the positive optimist that I can be, if they won in 7, then I'd be like, all right, they showed some grit. Because what's one of the other big questions with this team is their mental state, their grit, their fight. You got to go to 7. You got to come here home at 7, game 7 to get a win. I think that actually could propel you to some big things. Now, again, I want to rest. If I were a betting man, which I will place this on Tipico, I'm going to take the Cavs in 5 or 6.
I said 5.
Yeah, I'm going to place a wager on each, knowing that I'll probably still make money on whatever it is, but I'm going to take the Cavs in either 5 or 6. Right, a sweep is probably off the board. They'll get that win in Game 3 down in Orlando, probably.
I hope.
But I still pick the Cavs to go there. So now we go down to Orlando. So that was the Cavs write-up. This goes to Orlando, which I think this is... All it says is Herring. I don't know who this is. Tim Bontemps was in this. Wasn't he just ripping Evan Mobley? Chris Herring wrote this up. So this is the outlook for the Magic as we get to know them a little bit more. Their road to the postseason. Orlando has a tenacious top 3 defense led by Jalen Suggs and Jonathan Isaac that turns over opponents at the highest rate in the league. Stop right there. When we saw the Cavs going really bad, what was it? Some bad turnovers, too. You're facing the number 1 turnover team in the league in Orlando. Get that locked up. But I think, does that not kind of remedy if Donovan's running the point? I don't mean to rip on I do, but I feel like a lot of these turnovers when Darius Garland was running the point.
I mean, it's undeniable that the Cavs' offense is better when Darius Garland when Donovan's the primary ball handler.
Yeah. Offensively, the Magic get to the line more frequently than any other club. They have won close contests with some of the highest clip. Banchero, Franz Wagner. This could be the beginning of a perennial playoff run for Orlando, which has not made it past the first round since 2010. Long time away from Tracy McGrady. I love T-Mac, man. It was the only pair of NBA shoes I ever bought from anybody. I had a pair of T-Macs, Adidas. Those things were sharp, man. Their biggest concern for the Magic, how talented and skilled the Magic are defensively. Their offense ranked just 22nd in efficiency this season. The lack of spacing and three-point shooting in particular have been concerning. Orlando is just 22nd in three-point percentage and then 23rd in attempt rate. So they don't shoot a lot of threes and they don't make them. The bright side are the Magic are 13-12 this season when they make fewer than 10 triples in a game. So they're kind of, we talk about the Cavs bucking a trend by trying to go with 2 big men. The Magic are trying to buck a trend because they don't shoot a lot of threes, which is kind of funny because isn't that like what Franz Wagner does? Isn't he like a shooting big man?
Yeah, but more so mids.
I guess. And Banchero just gets downhill, man. I think Paolo Banchero is going to be really good.
He already is, yeah.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I think he's going to be one of those classic cases of he's going to be really good when he leaves Orlando. He ain't going to stay there. I think Cade Cunningham's going to get unlocked when he gets out of Detroit, too. Those guys are going to, it's tough because when they get offered a max deal that coming out of your rookie deal, it's hard to turn it away, but I'd get the hell out of Orlando if I was Paolo Banchero. I guess maybe not. Maybe they're a good team. I don't know. What to watch for the Orlando Magic against the Cavs? It is Banchero's offensive possessions against Evan Mobley. Banchero developed rapidly this season as a scorer and a passer. Do not insert something there about Evan Mobley. I don't want to hear it. And improved the potential to become an offensive superstar. But he'll need to be great for Orlando to avoid scoring lulls. Mobley, meanwhile, appears to be on his way to Defensive Player of the Year contention. Oh, I'm sorry, incoming seasons. I thought he meant this year. But yeah. So if I had to break it down, even just talking about my confidence for the Cavs, what are the two matchups that they've discussed? Jalen Suggs, Donovan Mitchell. I'll take Mitchell in that. Banchero, Mobley. All right, call that a wash. That still leaves me Darius Garland. That still leaves me Jared Allen. That still leaves me Max Strus, Karis LeVert, who I need to show up for this series. So many things, man, I think just stack towards the Cavs. I do. Now, again, this is Chris Herring. His postseason prediction, win or lose, Banchero will be a household name by the end of the Magic's postseason run behind multiple 30-point efforts. And Orlando's run should provide more national exposure for him. The Magic's game, how about this? The Magic's game against Oklahoma City in February was the first time that Orlando had a regular season home game on TNT or ESPN since 2013.
I believe it.
That's nuts. Coming from the Cavs, and I know it was LeBron, they were here every other week. I think Charles Barkley just bought a house here. He's here so much. But yeah, so it's not that Chris Herring makes a declaration here like Andre did. Andre said the Cavs in 6 or less, but he just says that Paolo Banchero is going to be he's going to be the star here. So again, talking about your matchups, Mitchell, Suggs, Mobley, Banchero. That's where you're looking at for this, and I would again take the Cavs in all of that. Before we get to our boost coming up with the Guardians, because do we have it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. I want to update our Twitter questions this morning. 2 for Tuesday, always 2 questions, 2 answers. First up, asking everybody, do you have confidence the Cavs are going to get this win against the Orlando Magic in this series? I voted yes. Ryan voted yes. Where are we at?
Still a little bit leaning towards no.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll listen to that. And our second one, I'm very interested to see this. Blue or red Doritos?
Nacho cheese red is up to a little bit of lead, 57.8% to 42.2.
All right. It started out early that it was on the other side, but I was curious. I figured that red would play it out there. I figured that red was going to get it there. Well, speaking of red, yeah, take that, Red Sox. Man, did we throttle them yesterday. That was fun. That was
fun.
Shut
them out, baby.
Back at it today. 3-leg boost for us. Here we go. Number 1, Guardians just to get the win here. Even money today, by the way. About even money on the money line. The Guardians are actually 1.5 favored, but it's really, really high odds. So it's about even money. We need this start from Tanner Bybee. But Ryan, that is a low over-under strikeout total for one Tanner Bybee.
Yeah, I mean, he's been struggling his last 2 outings, so I think it's hopefully a good bounce back.
And the same thing, I'm taking Steven Kwan on a bounce back for 2 hits. He was putting the ball in play yesterday, so I'm feeling good on that. Ryan, we are up to what?
Plus 600.
Let's go. Get signed up with Tipico. Use that code Fontana100 when you sign up. Deposit and bet $25 on whatever you want. With that code, you will get $100 in bonus bets. Terms and conditions apply. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Get it rolling. Got playoffs tonight, play-in tournament games. I told you I got locks. I'll give you those a little bit later for tonight. Get betting with Tipico, folks. We have some great things coming up as well. Can I you know the thing we shot this morning for Tipico? Can I say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. They're running an amazing promotion with Tipico, where if you do a same-game parlay on an NBA playoff game, you will get a bet credit for every three-point shot made. So you go take that on the Warriors tonight, and you place the same-game parlay, and you'll get a bet credit back for every 3 that is made. How about that? Talk about, dude, it's so great. Tipico keeps giving it back, folks. You're betting like you normally would, and they find new and great and amazing ways to give it back to you. The cashback rewards are there. The boosts are there. Our Guardians boost on the screen right there. Get signed up today. Code Fontana100 when you sign up. You get that bonus bets, and you'll be able to roll with our friends at Tipico. I'm really excited about this, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for the NBA playoffs with this. Again, same game parlay, and you're going to get a bet credit for every 3 made. Can you imagine sitting back watching this game and it's go? Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. I don't mean to cost Tipico money here. What if I did a same game parlay that also included the over, and then I just hope for a lot of 3s?
There you go.
You talk about getting that thing rolling there with Tipico. Let's go, man. All right, get signed up today. Use that code Fontana100. We'll tell you more about Tipico a little bit later. Guardians, nice win yesterday. Dude, we were so close in our boost.
I know.
We missed it by one Andres Gimenez hit, and he scorched one late. First baseman caught it, and then he almost got back up again in the ninth.
It would have been the next one
That
up.
Guardians game yesterday started slow. It was kind of a sleepy game. I think the 11 o'clock start kind of threw you off. Those guys colliding with each other, dude. I saw that live.
I still haven't seen the video.
It was bad. And I've seen bad ones before. I watched a guy get knocked out one time in a game I was playing. I was catching, and our shortstop, he was a kind of a smaller guy, and our left fielder, who was literally like 6'4". I'll give you one guess who won that. And I felt so bad. Even not, dude, he was out. He was out cold. His parents come running out. It was scary. So that was bad. Whoever that center fielder is, he can go to hell. Because he robbed Gimenez earlier in the game. That guy was all over it for the Boston Red Sox yesterday. But Guards, get back on the right track. Bybee tonight, which is why I wanted to put him in the boost. We need a little comeback for him. Got to, little bit to come back. And I'm excited to see what he has today. Boston, I think they're kind of finding their way. Guardians winning games like that. But yesterday was awesome. You had to sit down, watch a little day baseball, and they throttled him. Again, bats, man. Bats. You're hitting. Bats are going. They're getting rolling, man. So I'm excited to see what they got today. So get on our boost right there. I'll do that in the break coming up. Want to talk some Browns here. So they will have Kevin Stefanski speaking to the media a little bit later this morning as well. We also mentioned it as breaking news this morning that both Christian Kirksey and Rashard Higgins are going to be retiring as Browns today. They're going to sign one-day deals with the team to finish it on out. So as the offseason program rolls through, Ryan, I asked you a question this morning that you kind of looked at me. You were like, what? And it's about Kevin Stefanski. Because he's going to speak later today. And Stefanski, he's not going to say anything. I saw the picture of Nick Chubb showing up, which was great. There's injury questions around. But what did I ask you this morning? Do you think Kevin Stefanski's on the hot seat? And you gave me a look like I had three heads, right?
Yeah, I thought you're going insane.
And it really is what it should be. The thing is, man, to some people he is. This season, as we know, is built up for everything with Deshaun Watson. And people don't agree with me when I say I think Kevin Stefanski would survive. If this season went to hell in a handbasket, Watson didn't play well, I still think Kevin Stefanski would survive that. I think Andrew Berry would survive that. Now, where's their extensions? There's a lot of things that we're still trying to count money, right? They still don't have their extensions. Jack Duffin just put out another article on the OBR talking about the Deshaun Watson restructure. We go back and forth on all that. But we still sit here. I think Kevin Stefanski's just fine. I think he is still in a extremely good spot with the team. So with that, it just popped into my head because I'm not trying to stir things up here. I'm really not. It's just that we're going to hear from Stefanski later today. And the fans of where they're at with him. And I think there's a small group that are still questioning some things with Stefanski. But as much as I talk about this season being the make or break for Deshaun Watson, Ryan, I do think there's pressure on Stefanski.
I mean, there's definitely pressure on the head coach in any situation outside of your Andy Reid's, outside of your Mike Tomlin's, but even he had questions.
Oh, they want
Tomlin
out of there.
But I think
they want him out of there bad.
And but for a guy who's made the playoffs 2 times already since he's been here, he's been our longest head coach since Matt? I mean,
since '99,
Schembechler.
That's
what I'm saying. I mean, it's outrageous to think that we've gone through this carousel of coaches and that hasn't solved anything. I think at a point where, yes, if we go, I know, isn't that a sad fact? Oh, I meant Marty Schottenheimer.
Sorry. It's a good try. Sorry. That was a really good try. They both start with an S. They're long, kind of weird names. It's not Bo Schembechler. I'm sorry. That was really funny. No, it's not Bo. The 10-year war. The 10-year war between Chuck Noll and Bo Schembechler. No, it's Marty Schottenheimer. I'm sorry. I
Anyway.
don't mean to laugh at you that much. That was just really funny. That was a Marty shot.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Anyway.
No, it's not. Don't be embarrassed. That was funny.
Anyway.
You weren't even alive.
Gosh, where am I going with this?
He's the longest tenured coach since Belichick. Belichick had it for 5 years, I think.
Okay.
So he'll pass him.
Okay.
He'll pass him. Yeah.
But who's made the playoffs 2 times since he's been here already? I'm just lost.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to do that to you. Do you want to do games coached?
Yeah, let's
all right.
do that.
Number 1, Paul Brown, 214. Number 2, Blanton Collier, 112. Sam Rutigliano, 97. Belichick, 80. Schottenheimer, 71. Kevin Stefanski, 67. Romeo Crennel, 64. 64. So he's already,
We'll go with the wins, though. Let's see wins.
Oh, you want to go wins?
Yeah, that's the more important
wins.
stat.
Paul Brown, 158. Blanton Collier, 76. Sam Rutigliano, 47. Marty, 44. Stefanski, 37. Because he actually passed Belichick last year, who had 36.
How many does Bo have?
Bo Schembechler?
Yeah.
At University of Michigan? Do you know why that rivalry was so big with Bo? Because he was born in Ohio.
It was something like
he
that,
was from Ohio and was an assistant at Ohio State, then went to, I think, Miami, and then he went to Michigan. That's one of the reasons that Woody hated him so much. Not to say hate, but sports, because he felt like you left Ohio and you went to Michigan. But find me a better rivalry of coaches. Let me see how I'm bad at math. I can do this math. In 20 years at the helm at Michigan, he went 194 and 48. How many? What's that winning percentage? That is gaudy. 194 plus 48 is 242. Then do I times or no? Oh no, I do 194
divided by the total.
That's a 78% winning percentage.
Pretty good.
That's insane. It's insane for Bo. His 194 would be second only to Paul Brown as far as the Browns go.
But to answer the question,
Talking
yes,
about
I
college
think
coach
it's
Paul Brown.
absolutely insane that people would consider Kevin
Sure.
Stefanski on the hot seat
No,
because
and
he's made it work with so many different quarterbacks.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out with Deshaun Watson, I mean, if he's the clear issue next year, he gets hurt again or something.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You like, there's so many things where people, it's never just one thing. It's never just one. So okay, dude, it's not you, this the proverbial you, all the people out there, the Browns. Where are we at? We are sunk with a bad quarterback contract. This quarterback has been hurt and not played well. Is there a chance he plays better? Absolutely. Is there a chance he doesn't and you got to get rid of him? Yes. And I wish I had the answer to it. I really do, but I don't. And we'll find out this year. But if it does go bad, that doesn't mean that you just jettison all of it. People are just so conditioned that when it doesn't work, you tear it all down. You don't. You already have a built team. And I know that's a mountain to climb and going to find another quarterback if you need to. I'm telling you right now, even if now I shouldn't put an ironclad thing on this because you never know. It could go extremely bad. I don't know. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to survive almost anything. You might, well, if they go 2-15 or something like that. Well, I'm assuming if you went 2-15, it's because Deshaun Watson played poorly, and there's your change. Like, I don't see. I have no hesitancy in that.
I just think
I have no hesitancy
if a doomsday scenario does go bad and you have to move on from Deshaun Watson, you're going to take that historic cap, dead cap, whatever it is that you have to pay out to Deshaun Watson. You're going to be in a state of disarray already. At least keep that consistency with Kevin Stefanski and the regime that he's built here, I think.
Yeah, no, I get it. And that's, you got to keep some semblance. Like, you can't throw everything away you've built. Say what you want about wherever we're at. You have built it finally. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to be ups and downs. Brian, we have struggled for this, the consistency, the culture, the actual team. We have struggled for that for so long. I'm not giving up on that. I'm not giving up that hope. And I know players are going to come and go, and some guys are going to miss, and some aren't. The thing is, it's the most monumental piece of all of it, right? It's staring you in the face. It's this massive deal, and it's your quarterback. I get it. I'm not throwing it all away. What do you want to hear from Stefanski later today? Like, what is your number one thing? For me, it is Nick Chubb. I need an injury update. I'm feeling good about with where Watson is at. Chubb is the one that maybe I don't, we haven't had, and again, I don't think no news sometimes is good news. That's fine. I need a little update on Nick Chubb, where he's at.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's not really much to ask about outside of play calling, and you're not going to get that answer yet. So,
I was going to say that's probably the other one, right?
Yeah,
is who's calling plays, and you're not going to get that answer.
I don't see outside of injury updates how much you can really give because we're just starting voluntary camp now. I guess you can ask about some deals, Amari Cooper maybe, but
that's the thing. Barry's going to speak on Thursday.
So
they're going to a lot of
outside
questions
of that,
for him, too.
I'm not really sure there's much to grasp from whatever he's going to say here.
I agree. I just wanted to see if there was something that was pressing that I was missing, basically.
I would like to know kind of the relationship of Ken Dorsey and Deshaun Watson. What if they've been talking?
They went out and they were in LA and all that kind of stuff.
But it's so early. I've been able to do anything really football related.
Well,
yet.
That wouldn't be probably not quite. Do you expect Watson to do anything during these camps? And the answer probably will be no, but I don't know. They're not in pads. It's the most base level. I think they have a couple where they can't even put helmets on. Like there's these practices, the NFLPA, and I'm not saying that they're wrong for doing this. This offseason stuff, they've got it down to a T. And you watch teams that get fined, or you got to, these rules are so laid out because they want these so minimally impactful on these players. Just get out there, jog around a little bit, do that kind of stuff, and we'll see. Mike tweets, I think Stefanski's wearing a Teflon coat for 2024. All the pressure is on Watson. While not ideal, after this coming season, they could get out from underneath the lead anchor contract and then the owner attached to him. You're not wrong on that tweet there, Mike. But I agree. I think Stefanski's got this. I think he's got it. I like how Mike put that little Teflon coat there, action for it. Probably not comfortable, but we'll see. Would you like a mock, Ryan? I got a mock for you. You want a little PFN, Pro Football Network.
We're not going to get many more, so let's hear it.
No, we only got a week to go, right? Less than a week. Shout out to Dan Lobby, Cleveland.com, because I saw Dan, he was able to put this all together from PFN, who I do follow. Actually, I think Dan did this. He did. Dan did it. Wait, here's mock drafts. Where's the latest PFN one? Is it PFF? Oh, no, it's PFF. This is Pro Football Focus. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a mock. I clicked on it. I wanted to see it. His 3 picks for the Browns, top 3 picks. 54, Keon Coleman, Florida State. I'm starting to believe he's not going to be there. 85, Cade Stover, Ohio State, tight end. And the final one there for Dan, Malik Mustafa, the safety out of Wake Forest. I'm down with the safety there in the 5th round. We'll see how that goes. I just wanted to see because it was a wide receiver, and I was happy. And I didn't know how Dan exactly laid all his out there, but we'll see. Should we do a mock draft simulator? Do you want to do one next week?
I would love to.
You want to do it next week?
Yeah.
Dude, you could do a 7-round turbo. You want to do it?
I
kind of want to do it. All right, select your teams. 54. Enter draft. How fast? Oh, okay, I want this to go turbo fast. Start draft, go. All right. Wait a minute. Okay, all right. Wait a minute. I'm screwing this up. Mock draft simulator. I want to make the pick. Select your teams. Draft order is locked. Okay. Don't I get to pick? Oh, rounds. Oh, round 2.
Are you on PFFs?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I clicked on the wrong thing. I need to go to round 2. Enter draft. All right, start draft. Done. Okay. All right, we are at 54. We are on the clock, Ryan. Penix, Pearsall off the board. Rome Wilson off the board. Bo Nix off the board. Ladd McConkey off the board. We're on a mock simulator PFF. Here's who I have, Ryan, at 54. Keon Coleman, Jataven Sanders, Jalen Polk, Jonathan Brooks, Blake Corum. All available. Malachi Corley still available, too.
Oh, lock that up.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Malachi Corley. Yep, I think so. Even with Keon Coleman still available there?
I think so.
I'd take him too. Take him to. Where is he? Malachi.
How about this, man? I'm doing one on the side here, too.
Draft.
On mine, pick 85 still available, Trey Benson.
Yeah. Oh, at 85? Oh, all right. 85. I mean, he's a name that's been thrown around quite a little bit there with the Browns. So we'll get into that next week as we get geared up for the draft. All right, hour 2's coming upon us here. We got the morning update. I want to talk about WNBA draft last night, which was great. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun to see. We'll get to that. We got a slammed time hop to get to as well. And the trade for the Guardians, the player to be traded away from the Guardians. It was Shane Bieber. It's not anymore. ESPN ran through this, and they gave out a player for every single team to be traded away. David Schoenfield put this out. I'll tell you who he had for the Guardians. We'll get to that coming up as well. Got more Cavs, got more 2 for Tuesday. Got a locked and loaded coming up, folks. Big play yesterday. What a day. Big play Cleveland show. Jensen Lewis joining there every Monday. Hanford Dixon show. And, of course, Blake and Greg Williams with Come Get Some. We don't stop on a Tuesday. Of course, we started off 9 to 11. We have Josh and Maria Cribbs tonight with the return and Enter the Jungle. James Rapine, Andrew Fox Miller, they do have a first-round pick over there with Cincinnati, so I know they got everything locked and loaded, ready to go tonight. Folks, Big Play is the place to catch all of it. Just follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and you'll see all the shows. Because I'll tell you this, right? All the shows have our own individual accounts, and that's usually where the show broadcasts or the clips are all there. But if you're saying, well, I just need a place at Big Play, and you can just scroll on down, you can see all the shows. We're at Matt Fontana's show, but you can see all of it right there with Big Play. We got a lot of big things, and especially got a little update last week on the big project going on here at Big Play. Folks, you're going to have a brand new way to watch us, to listen to us. And it's exciting. So we'll tell you all about that when it's ready to go. So we'll get to that coming up as well. Big Play, it's where you need it, how you need it, the people that you want to. Tell me you don't want to sit there and listen to Blake and Greg talk about things. Big Play, Big Bets, Bruce, Chico. We got it all right here at Big Play. Catch a break. Morning update. Coming your way next. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Sorry, moving the mic around. Welcome back. Fontana Show, right here. Big play. Got a lot coming up in hour 2. We'll get to a slam pack time up. I'm excited for the bracket, but first, the morning update. All the stories you got to know. Young Ryan, please take it away.
Alrighty, well, the Guardians take on the Red Sox again tonight. First pitch slated for 7:10. Tanner Bybee on the mound. Yesterday, we saw the bottom of our order, Matt, get some hits, which was very good. They shut out the Red Sox 6-0. Now the Guardians are again commanding lead in the AL Central.
You know, it was just kind of a weird game. I think the 11 o'clock start time, we cashed pretty good there on our under of the first inning runs. But, dude, Xavier Curry, man, I am so happy that he's back. Again, you know, he's not taking Gavin Williams' spot there, but I'm a big Xavier Curry fan, man. What was it, 5 innings, 2 hits? Battled. Bullpen very solid there as well to close that one out. And again, like you said, late innings, got it done. Will Brennan coming in with some big hits there. How about Gabriel Arias?
Yeah,
I was so angry when he hit that triple and we couldn't score him there. That's like fundamental baseball. You got to drive that run in. Runner on third with 1 out. Come on now, what are we doing? But nonetheless, you're right. Bottom of the order. Here's your bottom of the order. Arias 3 hits. Rocchio a hit. Brennan had a hit. I know he's a pinch hitter of that. Some people are kind of getting on Esteban Florial. I think they're kind of playing him because it's like, dude, this is the make or break spot. If you're really actually going to get at bats out there in right field, then you got to start hitting a little bit. You know, that outfield outside of Quan, right? So have Laureano, Brennan, Freeman, Florial. That's going to start to figure itself out here pretty soon, I think, about who. And I'm fine rotating one of those spots, but I'd like to have a little semblance of like consistency there. I gotta tell you, I like Ramon Laureano, but I like him in right. I don't know if I want to see him in center anymore. I'm fine with him playing in right. What are you gonna do at center? Leave Tyler Freeman in there? What's Freeman batting? $160?
As well, Miles Straw out there.
Well, maybe not. Really, biggest takeaway for me, again, late inning, great, but Xavier Curry was filthy yesterday. He was painting some corners. He pitched really, really, really well. Happy to have him back. Let's go get another one tonight, guards. Let's get it done. We need Tanner Bybee to show up as well.
Alrighty, we're less than a week away from round 1 of the NBA playoffs. We know our Cleveland Cavaliers 4 seed are taking on the Orlando Magic, the 5 seed. That gives us the home court advantage, meaning game 1 at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is Saturday. And Matt, we asked some people, not fans, but some people on Twitter if they feel confident, and the majority still says no.
I don't understand. And I would imagine that it's a little bit of a hangover from last year. This is an interesting question. For the people that are negative on the Cavs, is it more about what they did last year or more about what they did this year? Again, if you are one that is down on the Cavs, the slight majority of people that say that they don't feel confident the Cavs are going to get this win in this series, is it because of what they did in the playoffs last year, or is it because of what they did this year and how they finished the year out? If you had to guess, Ryan, what do you think it is? I actually think it's the playoffs last year more than anything.
I think it's a nice, healthy mix.
Okay. All right. But I get the reason. I understand why people are sitting here saying they're down on the Cavs. I just continue to come back to this. You have the more talented team. Hopefully that means something. Go out there, get a win. Your home court. You have no excuse, no reason to lose this series, and I don't think they will. Get my bets in with Tipico. We'll be riding to the cash on that one.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, the WNBA draft was last night. I watched. I'm sure you watched.
Yeah, it was
to
fun.
No one's surprise, Caitlin Clark was the number 1 pick. Rounding out the top 5, Stanford's Cameron Brink, South Carolina's Camila Cardoso, Tennessee's Rakia Jackson, and Ohio State's J.C. Sheldon.
Yeah. I think I saw some mocks that had Angel Reese a little bit higher, but now she and Camila Cardoso are on the same team, and they were the ones that got into the fight in the SEC tournament. It's fun because I didn't see the ratings for it this morning, but I'm sure it's pretty well watched, and you saw the future stars of the WNBA. I was seeing some of the things, too, just about the Fever, who had the back-to-back first overall picks. And here's an interesting one. I wish I could find it. I wish I saved this. So the Fever had back-to-back first-round picks, or first overall picks. And they took Aaliyah. Was it Aaliyah Edwards or Aaliyah Boston last year? I can't remember.
Aaliyah Boston.
Aaliyah Boston last year. Aaliyah Edwards is still playing in college, I think. So anyway, they took Aaliyah Boston. Then they took Caitlin Clark last night. I think it was 3 or 4 prior instances of teams having back-to-back first overall picks, every one of those teams won a championship with those two ladies on their squad. One was Breanna Stewart and whoever went the pick before them. Another one was I think Lauren Jackson and Sue Bird all the way back in the day. But that would probably tell you the Indiana Fever going to win a championship with those two there. They're also now favored to make the playoffs. It was just cool to see some of that kind of stuff. Certainly J.C. Sheldon of Ohio State getting a top 5 pick, which was great. The Stars are there. WNBA, they can't start this season fast enough. They're right around the corner. Now, the other thing is starting to pick up steam, the Olympics. I don't know if you had the men's Olympics things coming up. All right, we'll get to that in a second. But people are starting one hour about Caitlin Clark. I saw somebody send a tweet there, you do not get on that plane to go to the Olympics without Caitlin Clark. She better be there. But that's a lot of basketball for her, man. That's a tough little stretch here. But we do have some news on the Olympic side and the men's side, too. Ryan's got to go ahead and take it away.
Well, before I get into that, man, I got to ask you. I was watching the WNBA draft yesterday, and I hadn't heard this before. Granted, I haven't watched much women's professional basketball. I'll be the first to admit. Sure. They were calling it the W. They said, welcome to the W. I wasn't a big fan. I thought it was a little bit tacky.
I think that is maybe a push from ESPN. I don't know. I mean, listen, marketing is very important in today's day and age.
The W.
But sometimes it's just...
Didn't hit for me.
What will drive the WNBA? What will drive the WNBA, Ryan? The players. All that other stuff really doesn't matter. It's the players. And they are now in a very crucial point where they have the players. They've got star recognition. She's joining a league with already notable players in it. The marketing outside of that, I think, is semi-important. People will tune in for good games. They will tune in for the stars to watch. I think primetime games, Saturday, Sunday. The other tough thing is, though, they always set this up that you get the WNBA season while the NBA playoffs are going on to try to capture some of that. But the issue is you're not beating the NBA playoffs. I know Caitlin Clark has with her ratings. But it's going to be massive, and I know the Fever are going to be on a lot of primetime games, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm kind of with you. The W doesn't really hit. You're right. That doesn't really hit. Because, okay, here's an idea. Let's say that they came to us and they said, we're going to rebrand the WNBA. What would you call it? Because it's just the Women's National Basketball Association to go off the NBA.
The WNBA.
The WNBA is owned by the NBA. And there are a lot of owners that own the same team that play in there. I get it. So, what else would you call it?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So, they're trying to shorten it. I guess in today's day and age, you want something short, quick, that kind of stuff. But I'm fine with the WNBA. Get us a team back, man.
Yeah.
Get us a team. I wish the Rockers would come back, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, Matt. Well, yes, you were alluding to it. Team USA is finalizing their 2024 Paris Olympics men's basketball roster, highlighted by LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid. Filling out the rest of the roster, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, and Tyrese Halliburton.
And did you say Anthony Davis too? Sorry. That'll be another one. You know, Kevin Durant has a chance to become the only 4-time gold medal Olympian basketball player for the United States. And he's going to, because nobody's losing to that team. I think the star power of having Bron. Is this Steph Curry's first Olympics? Did I see that?
You know, I can't really recall him in Olympics.
Something like that. So that's pretty big. Here's the big news. They're leaving one roster spot open. Do you wonder if it's going to be Donovan Mitchell or not? So here's how it's going to go. As soon as the NBA Finals are done, and not all these guys will be there, right? Not all these guys are going to be in the NBA Finals. So they will have camp. They have a camp team. They did that for the FIBA, the World Championship, right? Where it's sometimes notable not only if you make the roster, but if you make the camp team. And they're going to leave one spot open. You would wonder if it's Donovan Mitchell. I think two things are fighting against him. Number one, his knee injury. And number two, there's a lot of guards on that team already. You talk about pure point guards, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and Drew Holiday. Let alone guys that can bring it up in Devin Booker, and we know Durant will bring it up, LeBron will bring it up. The big men, AD, Embiid, and Bam. Actually, you want to know where I think they're a little deficient? Is that 3-4. You know what I mean? You've got Bron, you've got Booker and Tatum, and KD is your wings. My whole point is, I don't think Donovan's going to make it. I think they have a lot of guards and a lot of big men. They need a wing guy.
You know who I could very well see it being?
Who's that?
Paulo.
If he play, yeah. I mean, wait a minute.
Is he?
I don't. He. Oh no, he's American. Okay. He was born in Seattle, Washington. There it is, Seattle. So yeah, it might be Paulo. Yeah, I could very well see that. So that's what they like. They'll leave it open to see how camp goes, see where it fits out, and some of these guys, get out of the finals and maybe don't want to do it, or they're fighting an injury or something like that. I think there's no way on God's green earth that LeBron is going to miss this one. He knows it's his last one, so I think he's going to want to go and get one more. So he'll be there no matter what. The rest of the guys will see how it plays out. But I got to tell you, probably an uphill battle for Donovan Mitchell right now to make it.
All right, Matt. Well, the West playing games are tonight. The Lakers take on the Pelicans in New Orleans. Meanwhile, the Warriors take on the Kings in Sacramento. And I believe you told me that you have some locks.
I will go to the Tipico app right now. Can I get you some right here? Oh, text message. That last spot is for Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, it's probably a good call. That last spot's me. I think Kawhi's pretty good. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Kawhi's pretty good. Why don't they just add him then? They want to keep it up like, we got to see how this plays out. That last spot is probably for Kawhi, you're right. All right, sorry, I'm back on Tipico now. NBA, here we go. Lakers, Pelicans, 1.5 point spread. Money line, -105, Lakers. Warriors, Kings, 2.5 point spread. Kings, +2.5. Your locks, please, Ryan. You don't like it? You like the Warriors?
It's not that I don't like the Lakers. I think they can win that game. However, I understand it's a risk, Matt. But if they do lose that game to duck the Nuggets, they beat whoever wins that Warriors-Kings game. Much, much better matchup, in my opinion, to get that 8 seed and go take on a young Thunder team.
So you don't like it just from the standpoint, not necessarily of like they're the better team or not. Do you think there's some games played here a little bit?
Maybe a little bit of chess. I don't know.
Maybe a little chess, a little checkers heavy. Oh, sorry, I'm placing my bet on our boost, by the way. $10 in to win $70. Let's go, guards. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're good. All right. We'll write that down. Write that down and place that bet. I like the Lakers tonight, and I do like the Kings.
All right, Matt. Well, before we jump into this grid, we brought up Caitlin Clark, and we mentioned how she's been on a world tour, for lack of better terms, domestic world tour of the United States. Did you see her appearance on SNL?
No, I did not.
So she was on SNL. She brought some of the Iowa players with her. But the reason I bring this up is because, did you see the Beavis and Butthead sketch with Ryan Gosling?
No, I saw something trending with Ryan Gosling.
Well,
maybe that was
for the viewers, and if you haven't seen it, maybe when you get off the show here.
I'm going to Google it right now.
It was by far the funniest SNL sketch I have seen, Matt, in quite a while.
Oh, I'm seeing it right now. Okay.
Quite a while. By far the funniest one.
Kenan Thompson's great. Who's the guy playing Butthead?
I don't know who played Butthead, but Matt, it was, the funniest sketch I've seen in years.
Okay, where are you at with that? That's the biggest question is SNL. Like, right. I grew up in the heyday of, like, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, that kind of stuff. I feel like the sketches don't really hit. I'm looking at it. I can't listen to it, but I saw him trending, so it looked like it was pretty good. Is Ryan Gosling not everywhere right now? Doesn't he have another movie coming out? He's already hitting SNL up, all that kind of stuff. Well, good for him. Good for him. You got to get to it. Oh, speaking of getting and gotten, the grid, buddy. Sorry, I'm going to pull up my timer here. Not that we ever found. Oh, I was talking about Leah Edwards. She did get drafted last night. So Leah Boston got drafted, and Leah Edwards got drafted last night. So there we go. All right. Okay.
This actually might not be
we damn well better get it. All right, go.
1,000 yards rushing in a season for San Fran. We can just
Frank Gore.
We can hurt McCaffrey.
Or McCaffrey, that's fine too. Christian McCaffrey.
Bengals, we just do Mixon.
Sure, I got some other picks. First round draft pick.
Saquon.
Derrick Henry. Oh no, Derrick Henry was not a first round pick. Right. Okay. San Fran, Washington, Chase Young. Washington first-round draft pick, Tennessee first-round draft pick.
For Washington, you just want to do
Ryan Kerrigan.
Was he first round?
I'm almost pretty positive.
Was Scary Terry not first round?
I don't know. Good question. Yeah, just go Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan.
Was he first round?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And then
Tennessee. Jack Conklin. That's a good one. That's a good pull right there. All right, best not be screwing this one up here. We got to finish this out. All right, San Francisco, Tennessee. All right, I'm not feeling any quarterbacks. Do you want to know one that instantly jumped into my head? Mitch Wishnowsky. He's a punter. He's, I think, with the 49ers right now. Oh, no, he's been with the 49ers his entire career, so it's not Mitch Wishnowsky. Titans player Charlie Whitehurst. Did he ever play for San Francisco? I don't think so. All right, Bengals.
I'll move the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like Bengals, Titans, Bengals, Washington. Andy Dalton didn't go to either one of those places, right? No. AJ McCarron?
Maybe Washington.
Maybe on AJ. I'm Googling these. I really probably shouldn't. It's losing the essence of the game here, but Raiders, Texans, Falcons. Yeah, so we wouldn't have counted there. After Cincinnati there for AJ McCarron. Okay. Damn. Rudy Johnson? I don't think so. TJ Houshmandzadeh? Man, why do I feel like he played somewhere else? Did he go to Seattle? Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens, Raiders. That's right. He did go to Seattle. So he doesn't count for either one of those.
Did Robbie Gould play for the Titans? No.
I don't think so. No. Robbie Gould. No. Bears is where I remember him from. So, yeah, no, not there. Damn, man.
Randy Bullock, Bengals, Titans.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Yeah, good call. Very good call. Randy Bullock. Yep.
Fat Randy.
There you go. All right. Bengals, Washington. Tight end, Logan Thomas. No, I don't think he ever played for the Bengals. Linebacker. Damn, man. I'm trying to go back, too, to some of the teams prior. Chad Johnson. Chad Ochocinco. No. Carson Palmer. No. We should probably remember Jeff Driscoll in this whole damn thing, too.
Yeah.
Because he's been everywhere, and I know he played for the Bengals. I don't know if he ever went to Washington or not.
Fitzpatrick ever played for the Niners?
I don't think so. Jeff Driscoll. Wait a minute. But did Driscoll appear in a game? No, he never appeared. He signed with the Commanders. Actually, he just signed this past season with the Commanders, so he's not even played yet there. So he does not count. Damn, man.
Frank Gore ever played for the Titans?
I don't think so. Chris Johnson never played for the 49ers. I don't know why Titans. I always think of Cortland Finnegan because he got beat up by Andre Johnson. Jonnu Smith, no. The one selling. Oh, wait a minute. Who was the one? Not Brent Selleck. Who was his brother? there were two tight end brothers. Brent Selleck played his whole career with the Eagles. Who was his brother? Garrett. He played for just the 49ers. Damn it, not that. For some reason, I thought it'd be there. But no.
Did, God, what's his name? Like Ray McLeod?
Yeah, I mean, that's usually when we start getting into those type of receivers. Like
Crabtree?
Josh Johnson.
You know, we always
go back to Josh Johnson, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Josh McCown. If
Josh Johnson.
I would try him actually for the bank. No, I'd actually try him there because I know he played for Washington.
Oh, it hit.
All right. I knew he played for Washington. I didn't know if he played for the Bengals or not. So Josh Johnson is in.
We got to close this out.
We got to close this out today. We got to close it out. Got to close it out.
Running backs like Jerick McKinnon's like.
I'm not going to lie. I read a text and it has an answer. You accept it.
I don't know. Well, what's on our timer?
7 minutes. So we have 2 minutes to go.
Okay, if we're not, we'll use it.
Okay.
We got to get this on our own.
Okay.
Is it an obvious one?
No, I would not have thought of this guy. He fits. Now, Jeffrey Simmons is still there. I'm trying to think defensive guys.
Was like Greenlaw ever on the Titans?
No, I don't think so. Dre Greenlaw? I think he started in San Francisco. Now he's moving on somewhere else.
Oh, who was that white boy?
Still there?
Dante Pettis?
Now, I know for a fact he played for the 49ers.
I do too. I know he's on the Giants, too.
No, I thought it was Austin Pettis. Is that not his name? I know you're talking. I know exactly who you're talking about.
No, it's Dante.
Is it Dante?
I'm almost positive.
Who's Austin Pettis?
I think.
No, Austin Pettis, former wide receiver.
Then who's
Boise
Dante
State?
Pettis?
Maybe there's two of them. I don't know. Dante Pettis, also a football wide receiver. Now, here's our issue. Which one are you going to pick? I don't even know if Austin Pettis works. No. Okay, I'll tell you this. Neither one of those guys work. Dante Pettis did play for the 49ers, but he's never played for Tennessee.
Marquise Goodwin? Did he ever play for the Titans?
Wait a minute.
I know he played for the Niners.
I want to make... No. Good call, but no. Yeah, man, there's a receiver that we're missing in this whole thing. There's somebody like that. Damn it. Oh. We're at time. Damn. I mean, we got an answer. Somebody texted me an answer.
Wait, who was the one dude? No, Corey Davis never played for the Niners.
I don't think so.
Well,
Former
who
first round
give
pick.
You?
Arden Key.
Who?
Arden Key.
I don't even know who that is.
D lineman.
How do you spell Arden?
Arden and then Key. Arden Key.
Yeah.
With an assist.
All right, well, what?
Just check Tennessee 49ers because that's the only one that we didn't somehow figure out on our own.
See, like, I didn't know Randy Moss played a season for San Fran and 1 season for the Titans.
I forgot he was with the Titans. Gosh darn it, you're
Delaney
right.
Walker.
Oh, I didn't know he played in San Francisco.
Blaine Gabbert.
He's another good quarterback sneak on that one.
And then outside of that, I don't really recognize
All right.
anybody else.
All right, so you got some of that kind of stuff. So, good work. Good. I accept that. To the person that texted that, thank you very much. We're good to go. Maybe this is what we need to do. Maybe this is just kind of what we need to do to get back in the flow of things a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Big story out of the NBA world. We've talked about this a little bit. This Jonte Porter story, right? So for those that don't know, he is Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. And he is right now away from the league. I'm sorry, when I pull this up, because I saw Darren Ravel tweeted this morning. And they had some breaking news from Action Network on Jonte Porter. So for those that don't know the story, there were a lot of sports books that all of a sudden got an influx of money on Jonte Porter unders. And then there were games that he somehow mysteriously would play, but then had to leave due to injury, when he was sick, and when he got something in his eye, and the unders hit because you got to play the game. If he just would have called in sick and not played, nothing works. So it is very clearly and obviously open to something fishy was going on. Sources telling Action Network this morning that Jonte Porter owned and operated a VIP account at FanDuel in Colorado and wagered millions of dollars over a 2-year stretch from 2021 to 2023, multiple sources telling the Action Network. One of those sources said FanDuel would not accept the wagers on the NBA or college basketball from Porter, considering his brother is also a pivotal member of the Denver Nuggets when they won the championship. But he allegedly placed over 1,000 wagers at the sportsbook, and a source telling the Action Network he was firing all the time. He ceased the wagers 2 weeks before he signed a 2-way deal with the Toronto Raptors. Of course, ESPN reporting last month that he's under investigation by the NBA due to irregular betting activity on his prop bets. And in fact, 2 games earlier this season, he underperformed, being the most profitable bets on the day, according to DraftKings. He played in those games, but left early with ailments. Requests made for comments, nothing yet. Last Thursday, the Colorado gaming regulators requested all sportsbooks in the state to release their information on the bets that Jonte Porter had placed. And apparently, they had until close of business yesterday to get these over to the feds to see exactly what was going on. Of course, the NBA bars any wagers for players and employees on the NBA, Summer League, G League, or the WNBA. So wagering on other sports is not explicitly prohibited. And an NBA source declined to comment, or NBA League spokesperson declined to comment. Okay, here's my thing. If he's pulling the Pete Rose, and he's betting on games, which, again, it sounds like FanDuel said they would not accept any action from him, right? For NBA games. So it's not even a 1-to-1 of Pete Rose. He's not even betting on his own team. He's not even betting on his own sport. What the fear that comes in from the NBA is maybe what happened here. He got in too deep, and his way out was to start shaving. Start shaving points, start shaving these totals. Is that not what happened here? Is this not, like, dude, got into games, an influx on the under, and then he leaves? The thing is, Adam Silver came out and said this is a cardinal sin. And people freaked out because he's had people at his domestic violence situations. They're back playing. And this is what you're going to banish somebody for life for?
Yeah, but I'll shut that down. Like, the one issue is 100% bigger, and that's the domestic violence issue.
Sure.
However, you're the commissioner. Your sole job is to protect the integrity of the game.
Correct.
That directly impacts the integrity of the game.
Correct. And this is also a guy that you can make an example out of, right? It's not Michael Porter Jr. It'd be different if it was his brother. Now, wouldn't that be quite the twist if somehow was the Ohtani situation?
The Porters,
I'm not putting it on him.
The Porters have been making their rounds in the internet lately. Michael Porter now has a podcast with Lana Rhoades.
Yes, I know who Lana Rhoades is.
I figured you would.
Moving on.
I'm just saying.
That's an interesting combination there, but okay, fine. Careful when you Google that at your work computer there. Also, during this time, Jonte Porter operated a Discord that provided stock, crypto, and occasional gambling advice for a monthly subscription of $50. Dude, what if he was in this Discord charging people $50 and he starts going, take my under for this game? Dude, he will get banned for life. He's going to get banned for life. There's no part of me, and innocent until proven guilty, but this looks pretty guilty to me. And the thing is, you got to make an example out of him. But also knowing that the vast majority of players, that this would be a real issue, none of those guys would ever think about voiding their hundreds of millions of dollars of contract, right? Like, that's where I enjoy betting.
I got a question for you after this.
Okay. I enjoy betting with Tipico, right? I'll spend $10, $15, maybe $20 when I'm feeling spicy, right? And I win some and I lose some. There's no part of my mind that I ever think I'm going pro as a sports gambler, okay? I get excited when I win $60, all right? Like I'm going to tonight on the Guards. Let's go. But I understand the gambling addiction side of things, and that is very serious. 1-800-GAMBLER if you've got a problem. And you keep thinking the next bet's the one that's going to get you out. You keep thinking, I'm in this hole, it's going to get me out. You start putting on credit cards over and over and over and over and over again. I get it. I understand it. The thing is that star players, you can bet when you get done. Look at Michael Jordan, right? Got done, go do what you want, right? How much money?
Come on. We all know the conspiracy theory behind that.
I get it, that he didn't really go to play baseball, that they were sitting him down because he was betting. I get it all. Fine. Okay, sure, whatever. But none of these guys would ever sacrifice their money. His brother, what is sign here? Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. signed a $179 million deal. I don't think he's trying to screw that up for a $20 parlay. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm being naive on this. And we've had some issues in the NFL. I feel like the NFL has now gotten on lock, where they had some issues. They suspended some guys. They made examples out of Calvin Ridley and the crew. And then they came on back and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to relax some of this stuff. But here are the rules. Do not do football and don't do it at our facilities. You want to go bet on an NBA game? You do it at your own home. And the players have got to understand you're going to get caught. I say this about everything. Whatever you do, you're going to get caught one day. You cheat the system here, you sell some tickets there, you're gonna get in today's where everything is a digital footprint, man. Everything is online. It's there. You can't take it away. You're gonna get caught. Whatever you're doing, you're gonna get caught. So I would scream that to these players to say, don't even mess with it, man. The thing is, you get into this again, this guy's betting millions of dollars. Where's he getting millions of dollars? He got a $400,000 salary before taxes. It's more than I make. Just by a little bit. But, it's more than I make. So it's like, where are you getting this money, man? It's kind of like Otani's guy. Front me the money. I'm good. I'll get it to you. I just thought it was really crazy. That this could be, I would guess in recent memory, but would this be the first NBA point shaving? NBA. We had the college one. I told you about the Headache Smith documentary, which is really cool. Point shaving. Was there? Well, remember Tim Donaghy? Yeah, he came out. To bring him up. Yeah, he came out.
But did you watch a documentary
about? Tim? Oh, his documentary? No, I need to.
Well, what was interesting about that was he claims, and it's still probably illegal. All the bylines to all those laws there is. Like, he never really bet. He would tell people based on trends on what to do. But they went back, and he was one of the most accurate officials in calling whether it was a foul or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like, so he's calling it right and still betting on the game.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that was really interesting.
Because what I'm saying is to have a player. Now, that being said, Jonte Porter was not playing all that much. So when he got in there, he had the opportunity. But this would be huge. I think this would be pretty big if it came out to be this way. You said you had a question off of it.
Yeah, so just because it's fun to ask random questions. What if, imagine this, Matt, what if it came out that last year LeBron was doing what Porter's doing?
Oh, man.
Do you think the NBA banishes him?
Yeah.
But then he can't go into the Hall of Fame. He can't ever be associated with the NBA.
And that's why I think you think
really they would do that?
They would have to. How could
you think they'd just skip over him?
No, they'd have to.
But could you imagine?
But it's what I'm saying. That's why Adam Silver, or really any of these leagues, you got to talk your star players of who they are. It's so important. Roger Goodell, the last thing that he wants is to have anything with Patrick Mahomes pop up. He's on the cover of Time magazine. Good. What you don't want is anything, even this Rashid Rice type of stuff. And you're saying it comes with the territory. How many times in sports do we talk about that? About guys being, it's your life out in front of everybody, right? Like all of these things that are out there, and you're in the spotlight. You can't be drag racing people. You can't be out at clubs with women that are maybe intoxicated. You take back to your apartment. But there are levels of guys that these commissioners need to look at and frankly thank them. LeBron is a prime example of David Stern of the past and now Adam Silver. They better be thanking the God that it's somebody like LeBron James. What is the bad thing? Some of his movies aren't great. What else do you have to say about LeBron? The guy builds schools for people in Akron. He's a father to his kids. He's everything that you would ever want. And he, for a long time, is the best player in the NBA. For a long time. Thank goodness it was somebody like that. Because when it's not, or if something like that ever did happen, then you got problems. So, and you say, well, the money fixes that, right? Because you go to these guys and say, dude, you got hundreds of millions of dollars laid out. Why would you mess with something? You go, well, you got $100 million. You throw that down on a bet and you know it's going to hit. It's because there is something to be said about sacrifice, right? And I think this is something that is hard for you, me, and anybody to understand, where the rest of the population gets to do something and I don't. And yes, I make tens and hundreds of millions of dollars in some case. That's the sacrifice I got to make. But you could could you imagine that, Ryan? You're sitting out with your buddies Friday night, right? Wherever you want to be hanging out. And you're sitting there. What do? They pull up their phones. Like, oh, man, typical. I love this boost. This big play boost. I love this. You're like, oh, that's fun. Josh Gordon. Sitting around all his friends. Maybe weed was legal where he was at.
Still, cry me a river on that.
I know. I get it. But it's the same thing. There were guys that can't drink alcohol, right? They're in a program with the NFL or the NBA. They're not allowed to drink alcohol. Alcohol for 21 and over is legal for citizens. You can't drink and drive. You got to do, make sure all that. But you got to sit there. And again, you say, well, I'd make that sacrifice for millions of dollars too. Maybe it's a little harder than you think. That's what I'm just saying. Then the other side of it, the really unsavory part, the bookies, the ones that go to these guys and tell them. So here's the other thing on Jonte Porter. I want to know if he was doing this on his own or where he was leaking this stuff out. So the point shaving thing, and I don't mean to belittle anybody out there that might not know. Okay, when we talk about point shaving, what they mean is, and I'll go back to the Headache Smith documentary. He was at Arizona State. What he would do is his bookie would call him in the morning, and he would tell him, I need you to win by no more than 8. I need you to win by no more than 9. And that was what the spread was, and he would take the dog. So Headache Smith is sitting there going, this is great. You're telling me I don't have to lose the game? No, win the game, but just don't win by more than this. So late in the game, oh, whoops, I dribbled it off my foot. Oh, whoops, horrible shot. And all of a sudden the dogs started covering, right? He had a bookie come to him with this. And then the bookie was getting on planes with buttload of cash going to Vegas. How did they get found out? All of these books, all of these gambling places, these casinos in Vegas go, why is this guy betting $5,000 on a Tuesday night Arizona State basketball game? Wait a minute. Then the heat started getting on him, and he started going to different books, and he had to start spreading around, and eventually what happened? He got caught. It all came down crashing. Now, Jonte Porter, right? This guy was not playing in every NBA game. He got his opportunities and he got in there. Was this something on his own that he was telling his $50 a month Discord people, or did he have some bookie getting after him with this? Because you'd say, well, why would he need a bookie? All these sports betting things are out there. Where's he getting loans? If he's spending millions of dollars on these bets, which were allegedly from the Action Network, what he was doing, these bookies probably fronted him the money. That's how they get these kids. Oh, man, you need us covered. Oh, no problem in here. But just pick your phone up when we call. $100,000, no problem. Cover your bet. But when we call, you can pick your phone up. That's how they hook these guys. It's extremely unsavory. That is the dark, dark underworld of this. And again, hey, man, you can start the game, but just tell them you're sick. Tell them you got something in your eye. Just get out of the game. It's no problem. And then they're thinking, oh, this is no big deal. Nobody's going to notice this, right? Nobody will do that. And then the money starts coming in. There's too much going on. And I know Adam Silver has kind of pushed this off to the side for right now because they need to get through the playoffs and everything. I am extremely interested to see how this plays out. And then the same thing, when this does happen, you're going to go, the rest of the leagues will send that memo out, just a little reminder. Think about this, dude. In the span of 2 months, Two of your 4 major professional leagues have had a massive gambling scandal. And you might be saying, oh, Jonte Porter is nowhere near Shohei Ohtani. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just saying 2 of the biggest stories that you've had, and this NBA One, people, they are trying so hard to push this off to the side. They don't want this to be the story. In fact, I'm more interested in this than I am the Shohei thing. I think we all know what's happened with Shohei. This Jonte Porter stuff, man, I want to know. I want every little bit. Did he have a bookie? Was he doing this on his own? How much money were they making? Who came up with this idea? And what are they going to do to him? You're right. Lifetime banishment, that's where you start.
Yeah.
Then he's going to go to federal. He's going to go to jail. Donnie, I just looked up. Donnie got 15 months. 15 months in prison for what he was doing. So where are we living? We're betting is legal now. Every state, it seems like, how many states are left? Only a couple. And every single week you see, like, oh, hey, they're live now in Carolina. Hey, and they're live here. It's everywhere, man. And they got to get a lock on this. They do. All right, you want to get right into timeout or a little bit late? Let's do it. A little bit of timeout. Tell you what happened this day in history. All right, let's jump on to it here. The 16th of April, the date. We'll go back and tell you what happened, including this day, 2021. The Browns released Sheldon Richardson. I loved Sheldon Richardson. He was one of the guys that shot you straight, man, and he was just a pro's pro, good dude. I feel like we've had a really good streak of some veteran D tackles coming in here. Sheldon Richardson, Malik Jackson. You're now into Dalvin Tomlinson, Mo Hurst. I'm all for it here. Also this day, 2021, it was confirmed that Alfred Molina will be appearing as Doc Ock in the new Spider-Man. Did you see it?
The No Way Home? Yeah.
Too much. Too much. I know people loved it. It was too much.
It would have been cool if everything just didn't get leaked.
Even then, when I finally did watch it.
The coolest part about it was, to me, wasn't even the Spider-Man, and maybe this is part because I knew it was going to happen. The coolest part to me was Matt Murdock as his lawyer.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Because I didn't know that was happening when he caught that brick.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was cool. That's what I'm saying. The Doc Ock, I didn't get enough Green Goblin. I think that's probably my issue with it.
He's the main villain.
But I wanted more. I don't know. I didn't feel like I got enough of it. I think it getting leaked, but also I didn't want to see Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire. I didn't see that. They should have just left. No. I'd have been better if they just brought the villains
but
back.
If they did it with Michael Keaton, Adam West.
I would tell you that I didn't like Keaton in The Flash either. I thought that was stupid. I didn't like that either. Now, the Flash movie is an unmitigated disaster. I don't know what they gave Tom. I don't know what they gave Tom Cruise to tell him that he thought it was the greatest superhero movie ever made.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. A lot of money or the Scientology,
Tom Cruise's
man.
Opinion on superhero movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right? Was it Tom Cruise? I think it was Tom Cruise. Hang on.
Or were you thinking of, I saw Martin Scorsese said something crazy.
No, I don't think it was him. Tom Cruise saw The Flash, and he said he loved it. He said he called Andy Muschietti, the director, and spoke to him for 15 minutes telling him why he loved the movie so much. Okay, maybe not the greatest ever. Who called The Flash the greatest? Hang on. Somebody said it. Somebody said that it was the greatest. I guess it was some critics, maybe? Oh, no, it was James Gunn. Of course, he's the head for DC. That's who it was. James Gunn came out, told the Hollywood Reporter, it's one of the greatest superheroes ever made. Tom Cruise also got on the bandwagon, saying that Miller's completely committed, that Tom Cruise got on the bandwagon saying he loved the movie too. So, Keaton in The Flash sucked, and most of all the other Spider-Man in that other Spider-Man movie sucked too. That's just kind of where I'm at.
You're a hater.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This day, 2020, University Hospitals announced that it was the first time in weeks that they went 24 hours without a new COVID case. Do you even test for COVID anymore?
I have some thoughts on COVID, but
maybe not for this platform. Call McAfee. You'll have him on.
Call Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. COVID's real. It's a thing. If you want to get the vaccine, you're more than welcome to. I don't think the government's poisoning us with vaccines. it's also something that we'll just live with for the rest of our lives. Kind of where we're at. Is it government created? Yeah, probably. Probably. A lot of people, unfortunately, passed away. It's something that we can never take back. That time lost, the money lost, the businesses that closed, the lives lost, all of it. Crazy times. But we are where we are. I'm just saying. This day, 2019, we were getting the Browns' schedule release, and after a hot 2018, I predicted they would get 2 Sunday night games, a Monday and a Thursday. In fact, they would get 2 Monday night games, a Sunday night game, and a Thursday night game. Was not the one Monday night game when we played the 49ers and they absolutely throttled us? Do you remember that with Fred Kitchens and Baker Mayfield?
Boy, do I.
Yeah, that's what happened. How about this? Russell Wilson became the highest paid player in NFL history this day 2019 when he signed a 4-year, $140 million deal. Doesn't that seem like pennies now, getting thrown around with some of these quarterbacks? This is an important day for all the Blue Jackets fans out there. They swept the Lightning with a 7-3 win this day 2019. For those that don't know, at that point, the Lightning were like, I'm trying to compare this to maybe an NFL team.
The Bills?
No, like the Tampa Bay was like the Chiefs. And imagine if the Steelers beat them. Like the Steelers, a team that backed their way into the playoffs and don't have very much. Imagine if you beat them, and not only beat them, you swept them out. That was the pinnacle of being a Blue Jackets fan, 2019. Not been back since. They got big news for tonight, by the way, though. They got their hot prospect. They signed him out of college. He's playing tonight, but it is what it is. This day, 2018, CBS Sports draft prediction. They said the Browns will take Josh Allen first overall. Buffalo would trade to number 2 for Sam Darnold. Baker would go 3 to the Jets. And the Browns then would take Bradley Chubb at number 4 overall. Denzel Ward would go 6 to the Indianapolis Colts. You still live in a world, maybe you'd still take Nick Chubb. So could you imagine Josh Allen, Bradley Chubb, and then also Nick Chubb as opposed to Denzel Baker? That's tough. I like Denzel, man.
I mean,
that would have been fine if you'd taken Allen, then Denzel. I'd have been fine with that. This day, 2014, the Browns hosted A.J. McCarron for a private workout.
I'm so sick of hearing about him.
Why?
It's like so nauseating.
We brought him up earlier because we're trying to fill the grid out. You an AC/DC fan?
I mean,
you know the band,
relatively.
Right? Malcolm Young left the band this day, 2014. Of course, that would be the final time. One of my crowning achievements as a music fan, I saw the original. Don't yell at me about the original. Bon Scott died before I was even born. But I saw Brian Johnson with Phil Rudd, Cliff Williams.
So you didn't see the original.
The lasting original, yes and no. It was not Bon Scott. Brian Johnson took over with Back in Black, so that's the best I could do. Okay.
All right.
My other one is that I saw Scott Weiland with Stone Temple Pilots, but I never saw Linkin Park, man. Never saw Linkin Park. That one's gonna bother me forever. This day, 2009. I remember this. They opened new Yankee Stadium, and the Indians throttled them 10-2. Grady Sizemore hit a grand slam, and Cliff Lee got the win as the Indians spoil the opening of new Yankee Stadium. Suck it, Yankees. This day, 2003, Michael Jordan played his final NBA game. This retirement actually did stick, and he wrapped it up there. This day, 2000. With the 199th pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Tom Brady, quarterback, Michigan.
He's all right.
He worked out. Why, how it ever did, I don't know. Whether it was Belichick, whether it was Brady, who knows? But you think it was all Brady?
Not all Brady, but
I think
he proved very well it was the majority of him.
I've thought about this for a long time, and I know we're running out of time, but put it this way, man. You know how much money you could make is if you sat down and said, I am going to become a quarterback whisperer. And what I mean by this, I would sit down with Tom Brady, with Patrick Mahomes, with elite quarterbacks, right? Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and I'd pick everything that I can. And then I'd watch the tape and I'd try to find the next version of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, I know NFL teams probably do that, but could you imagine how much money you would make if you sat down and you said, it's Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is the guy out of the street. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, how do you find these guys, or how do they work out? And the fact that it's still just such a crapshoot is pretty interesting. This day, 1940, might not ever, I think it's happened once since, but not all that often. Bob Feller throws an opening day no-hitter this day, 1940. Still waiting for my Guardians. Do you think we'll get one this year?
No.
Not getting no-hit. You think we'll throw a no-hitter?
Not a chance.
I hope so. Very happy birthday goes out to Bill Belichick, celebrating a birthday today. Charlie Chaplin, Pope Benedict, Luol Deng, former Cavalier, Chance the Rapper, Martin Lawrence, Selena, R.I.P., Akon, and the great Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar celebrating birthdays today. Got a couple of goats in there.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, Charlie Chaplin's a goat, Kareem's a goat, and Akon. You don't know about the height of Akon, man.
I know some of the songs.
Oh, my God. No, I'm talking about 2007, the basement of some dank University of Akron house, drinking and listening to
Is that a shot at Akron?
Oh, I spent a lot of time at Akron, man. My good friend, my best friend from high school went to Akron, and I was a commuter at BW, so I spent a lot of times down there on Brown and Spicer Street, man. I'll tell you some stories later. All right, I want to tell you about our boost. Let's get you at Guardians. Yes. Here we go. 3 legs, a healthy plus 600 there. We need some hits there from Stephen Kwan. He's due. He had a rough game yesterday. I think he's due to bounce back today. Buy me a low over-under strikeout total, Ryan, and I think those work towards a Guardians win. Big boost there to plus 600. Code Fontana when you sign up.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot, too. My bet is already in. And our final one, Ryan. Bracket of the week. It was McDonald's birthday yesterday. So we're going to do your favorite item at McDonald's. Now, we had to break some of these up, and we also had to combine some. So, like, Fountain Pop, that includes Orange, High C, and Sprite and Diet Coke, right? Yeah. All of it is in there. The fountain there.
Yeah.
Ryan, please tell us groups 1 and 2, which will go tonight.
All right, group 1, headlined by Big Mac, McGriddle, milkshakes, and hash browns. Group
Underrated
2,
milkshakes. I think they have underrated milk when the ice cream machine's working.
Group 2, French fries, coffee, McChicken, and Filet-O-Fish.
That is my group of death. Because there's nothing
group
like...
2?
Yeah. The French fries are unmatched. The Filet-O-Fish is so good. I love the coffee. And how are you going to deny a good McChicken? How are you going to deny that?
I messed up putting Big Mac and McGriddle together.
Well, what are you going to do? Because what else would you put there? You're going to have heavy favorites going against one another. I don't know what to tell you. I think you did just fine.
Big Mac is crazy. It's like,
See, we're so different because the McGriddles don't do it for me. If I'm going breakfast, I'm getting an Egg McMuffin.
I mean, I usually do
Egg
too.
McMuffin is
But
where
McGriddle,
it's at.
It's the pancake.
With the ham.
It's like,
Yeah, too much for me. Too much. Plus, I think you did a good job of dividing up some of the breakfast afternoon items. I think we did. You got to vote. Just got to vote. At Matt Fontana Show. Speaking of that, Ryan, let's get our final ones up here for our 2 for Tuesday. Do you believe the Cavs? Are you confident the Cavs are going to beat the Magic? And then red or blue Doritos. Close on both of those.
Yeah,
Look at that. Wow.
51% are not confident in the Cavs. 49% say they are confident. Nacho cheese is leading 55.5% to blue 44.5.
Vote. We'll finish that out. Maybe we'll revisit that tomorrow here on the show. Kevin Stefanski going to speak a little bit later today. I think, again, injury updates are on the forefront for me when I talk about where are you at with Nick Chubb. Watson to a lesser degree. I really want the question asked, and I'm sure it will be. Do they think Watson is going to throw at all during these camps? And I'm not saying right now because then they have mini camp coming up. These are like the OTA sessions. And then they get into the mini camp. Then there's the voluntary and then the mandatory. It's a bit of a crazy offseason. I just want to know when they expect Watson to start throwing. And you could give a cop-out answer, which I'm sure he will. But I just wonder so much about when Watson is going to start throwing. So that's kind of my number one there for Stefanski this afternoon, maybe Chubb, and then we'll get some of the players going on as we go. I didn't bring this up. I mentioned it earlier, so it's not really that big of a deal just because it's the guy you probably never heard of. So David Schoenfield went through all 30 baseball teams, and he said the one player that he expects them to trade away for the Guardians, Juan Brito. He's not even up here. He's at AAA. The whole write-up is he's in middle infielder, and you have Ramirez and Andres Gimenez, who certainly aren't going anywhere. And at this point, Gabriel Arias and Brian Rocchio have pretty much taken the job there. You don't have a spot for him. You trade him away for some pitching. So there are some players on this that you certainly know, but for the Guardians, kind of a lesser one with Juan Brito. Yeah. It would have been Shane Bieber, but it's not. And the Guardians, I thought about asking this question today, Ryan, because you and I debated this a little bit. Are you still in on the Guardians?
I was never off.
Neither was I. There were people that were a little frustrated with that Yankee series.
Which is just boggles my mind.
Well, I mean, you wanted to see how close you were, and granted, you got that win
won one.
I know.
And we were really close to winning 2 of them.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, that Saturday game got
It's
out
the
of hand
best
pretty
team
quick.
in the MLB. Like, what are we
Well,
getting?
and that's my thing. I want to see. Talk to me in July. Talk to me in August. Like,
I mean,
that's
it's
the important
overreaction
thing.
month. It's the first month of the major
Dude,
leagues.
I'll just tell you this. I'm so in on them. I'm so excited that I get to watch games every night and have a chance to win. Love our boost for tonight. We'll see how it's going. We got NBA tonight as well, so jump on some boosts on Tipico. I saw some really good ones that I like for tonight for the play-in tournament. So getting back with our friends at Tipico using that code Fontana100. It's going to do it for us today. Appreciate everybody joining us as always on the 2 for Tuesday. Tonight, we got the return with Josh and Maria Cribbs and Enter the Jungle with James Rapine and crew, getting ready for everything going on with the Bengals. They do have a first-round pick down there, so exciting stuff with that. We got plenty cooked up. Draft is next week. NBA playoffs, man. We got it all.
By the way, have you been practicing for Call of Duty?
I've not been. I've got gaming weekend this weekend, which I'm really excited about. I'll explain to everybody what that is.
You got to
tomorrow.
lock in. You got to lock in.
So,
man.
okay, so here's the
I'm not losing. Like, if I lose because of you,
Okay.
I'm going to be really upset.
We'll talk about this tomorrow's show. So my friends and I, my close group of friends and I, we schedule a gaming weekend because we're, we get busy with life. I'm the only, we have other friends that are coming that have kids, but you got to schedule. So the whole point is that all day Saturday, we're all converging. There's going to be 6 of us. We're converging at my friend's house. We just play video games for like 7 hours. It's so much fun. That being said, Ryan, none of them play COD anymore. They all want me to play Apex. And we actually have a little bet going for the day about who's going to get me my first Apex win, and then they get their dinner taken care of that night when we go out for dinner. So the issue is I'm not even going to play COD. I'm going to be playing Apex the whole time. So I'm a little rusty.
I hate Apex.
I tried to get into it. They're all into it. They're really into it. But that's another
How
conversation.
about this just real quick?
Yeah.
NFL announces Applebee's is now the official grill and bar of the NFL.
Okay.
I'm not a big Applebee's guy.
Their boneless barbecue buffalo wings smack, though. Those things are crack. They are so good. There's something in that barbecue sauce there at Applebee's. I just don't think I would ever go to Applebee's to watch an NFL game.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Endless apps, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate everybody joining us today. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 9 a.m. right here on Big Play. It's the Fontana Show. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.